And therefore, Matthew chapter 7 is talking about triple compound discipline. Let me remind you that forgiveness of people is for your own benefit. Because if you are not forgiven, your soul's not, first of all, you're not going to be advancing inside the divine power sphere. Because if you're full of resentment, you're full of grudge and bitterness, you're not inside the divine power sphere. Your sin is controlling, the sin nature is controlling your life. And you're in cosmic 1 and cosmic 2. Cosmic 1, well, first of all, that's motivational evil. That's gate 1, cosmic 1. And in cosmic 2, you are in the sin nature gate. So gate 1, cosmic 2, you're in both gates already right away. Now, it depends on which ones you advance more, which ones you become more enmeshed. That's a different thing. But the moment that you sin, you're in both cosmic systems. You have to use 1 John 1:9 to get back in and be filled with the Holy Spirit. But here it is, again, another type of pressure of someone who really makes you tick. And he really knows how to push your buttons. He is everything that you really despise about a person. It does happen, and God will have you right there having to deal with that for such a man or such a woman that really just has everything that you despise in a person. And there you are. You're gonna have to forgive and forgive and forgive again, because, like I said, it's to your own benefit. Because when you're not forgiving and you're full of bitterness and full of bitterness, full of hatred, full of implacability, vindictiveness, etc., you do not have a relaxed mental attitude. Your soul is being controlled by the sin nature inside of the cosmic system. So you don't have a relaxed mental attitude. You have to use 1 John 1:9. Name that's jealousy. I know it feels much better. I know it's much easier to be jealous about something. I know it's much difficult to just simply name it and admit to God that you're jealous over something that you don't like. Just freaking name it. Who do you think you are? You're like some sort of Superman, that you're very moral and you cannot admit that there's something that hurts you, which you don't feel proud about? Just simply name it. God knows everything already. Okay, so you name it and you get back in the system. For if you allow the sin to get in there, now you're full of bitterness, you do not have a relaxed mental attitude. This relaxed mental attitude is the beginning of happiness. This relaxed mental attitude is the beginning of virtue, is the beginning of humility, is the beginning of forgiveness. If you have a relaxed mental attitude towards someone who just wronged you, meaning that person wronged you, and you do not retaliate, you do not have any bitterness towards that person, resentment, etc. Rather, you have a relaxed mental attitude. That means that you're in a status of forgiveness. That's what it is. And so Matthew chapter 7 is triple compound discipline, and this is the personal area of forgiveness. Every person in the congregation who's about to see that man of incest, they're going to see him there every day or every time they congregate. And so, if they have a sin nature tendency to become self-righteous about something, or to shun someone just because everyone is shunning them, they have the little bandwagon effect. They're herd bound, and just because everyone's rejecting someone, as a result, they're going to go and reject them. If they have that tendency, that trend, they're going to have to apply a lot of doctrine towards the person, because they're going to see him sitting there as he's learning doctrine. And if you're sitting there with self-righteousness and the church, and if you're trying to learn doctrine there with jealousy in your soul, and if you're trying to learn doctrine with bitterness inside of your soul, you're not going to learn. You're not in the system. You're not in the divine power sphere. Divine power sphere. You're in the cosmic system. So if you're sitting in church full of jealousy, you're not going to learn a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So you're going to have to apply doctrine so that you can be filled with the Holy Spirit, having a relaxed mental attitude, and then you're ready to learn. Okay, and then the forgiveness, the congregational forgiveness, and this is mostly for the leaders. For these letters, the letter of 1 Corinthians, the epistle, is written to the leaders, such leaders as those who are mentioned in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse, 17? That mentions Stephanas, Fortunatus, and Achaicus. Those are believers from Corinth who were advancing. But there are many other believers who are not mentioned by name, who most likely are carnal as well, who are not advancing, yet they have a position of authority. And the letter is directed towards them. He tells them, leaders, accept such a man back. So let us begin now with our verse in verse 19. Where do we leave off? Okay, verse 8, yes. Verse 8 in the NIV reads, I urge you, therefore, to reaffirm your love for him. Perfect. This is the way I'm going to translate it. You want to see how it goes? Okay. Dio. This is this inferential conjunction. It's composed of dia plus the neuter of ho. Because of this, and therefore we translate it therefore. Therefore, now we have the present active indicative of parakaleo. We've seen the word paraklesis. Paraklesis, the noun that expresses a process. We translate it as comfort, exhortation, consolation. Yes, and here this word can mean many things. Here is I urge you. The present tense is progressive. Continuously, he's urging them to accept such a man. Remember, the man has already been forgiven by God. So now it's their turn to apply the doctrine and forgive him. And if they don't forgive him, he's still forgiven. The man of incest is still forgiven by God. Because he used 1 John 1:9. Present active indicative. So present is progressive present. Paul consistently is telling them right now at this moment he's urging them to accept him. The active voice, Paul produces the action of the verb of urging them. In fact, this is a command. And the indicative mood, this is for the reality of Paul telling them to accept the man back. I urge, humas, this is accusative direct object of su, humas, plural. I urge y'all. And then we have an infinitive. What do you urge, Paul? What are you urging? Something. So we have this accusative. The infinitive. An infinitive is a verbal noun. It's a substantive verbal noun. I urge you to confirm. So kuroo. Kuroo means to confirm publicly, to accept someone publicly in front of everyone. No, this does not mean to give him any special attention at all. It does not mean to bring him to the front of the church and look who we accepted back, our brother, make sure all of you love him. No special type of attention. Just simply bring him back. And so the NIV nicely translates it, reaffirm. So reaffirm. This is the aorist tense. Aorist tense mean it's a constantive aorist, collecting many times that you reaffirm him, not just once, but you consistently reaffirm him every day, and the constantive collects it into one totality, one entirety. It contemplates it in one entirety. The act of confirming him, accepting him back, reaffirming him. The active voice is the congregation produces the action of the verb here, and the infinitive, this is the infinitive of indirect discourse. I urge something. What do you urge, Paul? The accepting, for you to reaffirm him. And we have ace plus the accusative. Ace plus the accusative is directional, but first of all, we have an accusative direct object that's not part of the prepositional phrase. Here is the accusative direct object that receives the action of the verbal noun, the infinitive here, kuros, kuroo, to reaffirm love. And here it is an arthrous. It does not have the article. It does not say hey agapein. It says just agapein. So the anarthrous, el inarticular, the anarthrous emphasizes the quality of love. And this is talking about impersonal love, not personal love. You cannot love a man like that personally. You have to love him impersonally. This is the reason why so many Christians are going psycho, because they see a mandate in the Bible that says love everyone, love your enemy, and they go around trying to love everyone personally. And if you see someone who tries to love everyone personally, you bet he's a hater. You bet he's full of mental attitude, since you cannot possibly love everyone personally. You can only love about 2 or 3 people in your life personally. Agape, impersonal love. It emphasizes, the anarthrous emphasizes the quality rather than the identity. The quality, high quality of impersonal love. So, and where are we? And reaffirm love. And then ace plus auton, accusative. Ace plus the accusative. So it's directional. For him, to him, towards him. We're going to translate it for him. And so, again, therefore, I urge y'all to reaffirm love, virtue love. Have virtue towards man for him. And again, this is the anarthrous, emphasizing the quality of virtue in personal love. It is not personal love. To go and comfort such a man does not mean to go sit down. You finally, oh, look, the man of incest, he's arrived now. Okay, try to comfort him. Let's go sit down next to him. Hey, how you doing? Oh, everything's all right. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. That's hypocrisy. That's fakeness. You have to learn how to comfort him by simply leaving him alone. Live and let live is a virtue inside of the Bible. Just sit down, keep on giving him his typical respect, the normal respect he deserves. Good morning, goodbye, how you doing? Very good, thank you. Keep on doing your business. I mentioned yesterday, one of the most comforting things that can happen to you after you mess up, after you make a terrible mistake, and you know that everyone knows about it, one of the most comforting things is for you to show up the next day, you see everyone, and especially those who you admire a little bit, they treat you as if nothing happened. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, okay, good. Let's get to work or whatever. For them to treat you as if nothing happened, they still give you the same respect, and just carry on. Let's keep on moving. That's an extremely comforting feeling. Now, if you're one of those self-pity types who wants attention and they sit around you and, oh, I'm finally getting attention. If you're one of those loser types that you cannot get any attention except by simply going to self-pity, then, I don't know, this is not for you. This is not for you at all. You have some working to do. You have a whole lot of 1 John 1:9 to do, and a lot of learning doctrine. So the verse says, therefore, I urge y'all to reaffirm virtue love, impersonal love, virtue love for him.